This show's getting a new ending soon, possibly in the beginnings of July. No word yet in terms of getting a new opening, but we are getting a new ending for those of you who, like me, are tired of hearing yeah, oh. That's a pretty dramatic ending. I wouldn't want it to change. I also have some spoilers for you concerning the upcoming episode titles and their descriptions, just brief descriptions. But I won't get into that until the later part of the video in case you don't want to hear the spoilers. So the first part of this episode was boring as hell because there's not a whole lot of story progression. Boruto's basically just looking out to see if he can find one of those chakra ghosts, but he can't find anything to the point where he's actually getting some dry eye. The problem though is that the kids are skipping school to do this, so when Boruto comes home, he has to face Mama's wrath. And to be fair, first of all, why does she have her Byakugan activated in that scene? I don't understand. What is she trying to do? Like see through his lies? What's the maybe she's checking to see if he has something in his pockets. Hinata's like, oh no, I can see a joint in his back pocket. What am I gonna do? Now, to be fair to Hinata, at least she seems to be a little bit more understanding than Temari is when it comes to disciplining her kids. Because look at that mark. Jeez, like Temari. You can get reported for that. Anyway, Shino ends up actually helping the kids out because he develops this assignment that requires them to go out and about and find some type of work-related activity, a job, a position, an office, or a facility that they can observe so that they can learn about that job. Because remember, in Konoha, the way that the ninjas sustain themselves is by people actually paying them for missions. Boruto's team decides to work at the post office, and we get introduced to this very creepy mailman-looking guy who says, I'm in charge of you boys. Just a very creepy guy. By the way, I'm pretty sure it was him who got possessed by the ending of this episode and caused the attack on the water purification plant, because in the ending he wasn't around. Somebody said, yeah, he's out there sort of like trying to fix the screw up that Boruto caused because he didn't deliver the mail properly. So I'm pretty sure it's him who's responsible for attacking the class rep. Unfortunately though, or fortunately, depending on what you think of her as a character, the preview shows us that she's definitely not dead. Also in the preview, we get a shot of the hospital and Sakura is healing somebody up. We see somebody in a bed who's shriveled up because their chakra has been absorbed. So at first I thought it was Sai, but then I also thought, what if it's the mailman? What do you think? We get some Boruto and Naruto interaction while they're out and about in Konoha. He's doing the Hokage duties and stuff. And I think what that moment kind of ends up generating is this other moment of reflection for Naruto. And he comes home and he sees Boruto sleeping and he's talking to Hinata about... I thought it was a very nice introspective moment because he said, well, I never really had a dad, so because I lack that figure in my life, because I lack that role model, the truth of the matter is that I really don't have any idea how to interact with my own son. And so I thought that was just very refreshing because it just kind of highlights the fact that even though he's Hokage, he still has his flaws and nobody teaches you. There's like no manual, no guidebook on how to be a parent. So I appreciated that a lot because I thought it was a really nice character moment there for him. But then Hinata says something that I completely disagree with, especially because in the beginning of the episode, she has a conversation with Shino, and Shino tells her, you might want to talk to Naruto about Boruto's behavior. And she says like, oh, no, he's like super busy, so I just don't want to bother him with that. So she doesn't address the issue with Naruto, and then in the scene when they're both watching Boruto sleeping, she basically continues to sweep this under the rug by saying, don't worry, Naruto, I'm pretty sure that Boruto understands. He understands your behavior towards him in his own way, all right? He understands why you are the way you are with him in his own unique way. And I'm like, no, he doesn't, Hinata. That's basically the issue. Like, he doesn't understand his dad. That's why he's so frustrated. And it's not entirely Hinata's responsibility for this to be addressed, but at the same time, it's almost as if the show is kind of like showcasing that Hinata's character flaw, as a parent, is the fact that she loves Naruto so much that rather than making him a little bit uncomfortable or saying things that may cause him a little bit more stress, she just avoids them altogether. And I really hope that gets addressed because that's a very common issue, especially in relationships and families. So I really hope the show addresses this at some point and gives Hinata that character moment as a mother. And that being said, you might ask, well, why is it such a big issue to avoid something that is uncomfortable? Well, the problem with that is that if you avoid something that's an issue, you think that you're dealing with it, but you're not. You just keep it going. But again, that's part of being human. Parents are human, so it would make sense that they also have flaws. Sai comes back into the story because he's investigating an incident that took place at a park. By the way, I just noticed this today, but Naruto has a really comfortable chair. And you know what Sai ended up reporting in this one episode? You're gonna love this. If you followed me while I was reviewing the Naruto manga, Alright? You're gonna love this because it's something that I would continuously make jokes about in my reviews for Naruto, the manga. Because Sai reports that Senju DNA is behind it all. Senju DNA, once again, even after all this time, is the answer for everything, ladies and gentlemen. Experimentation of the Hashirama cell, that Senju DNA, initiated by Danzo back in the day when he was the leader of Root. That section of the Anbu has now generated results, and now we have a character who's actually using a wood-style based technique to absorb the chakra of civilians and ninja alike to harvest it. So when I heard that for the first time, I was like, wait, we haven't seen Yamato in a while. I wonder what's up with him. Overall, like I said, the beginning part of the episode was really boring, but then near the ending, the tension began to rise. So overall, I think it's a decent episode. Please like the video if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm going to talk spoilers, so thank you for watching, and yeah, or stick around.
So as I go through the episode descriptions, you'll kind of notice that it's heavily implied that Mitsuki has some type of a role in the attacks, but it doesn't seem like he's consciously aware of what his role is or what he's doing. So for episode 11, the summary reads as follows. Sumire, the class rep, and her friends are injured during the ghost incident. Blaming himself, Boruto searches the village for the enemy who caused the injury. Shikadai and Mitsuki realize the possibility of another ghost incident based on Boruto's comments. So that's for episode 11 next week. The one after that is called Boruto and Mitsuki. And suddenly, the ghost incidents have stopped. Boruto wonders what the reason is, and it seems like Mitsuki is hiding something. So like I said, what's he hiding? Meanwhile, Mitsuki is puzzled over the changes in him, and suddenly an abnormal situation occurs in the village. So there's something going on, some very weird stuff going on with Mitsuki. The episode after that, episode 13, called A Monster Emerges, and the episode description reads as follows. Boruto and company uncover the identity of the mastermind behind the ghost incidents. So episode 13, that's when we really get to see who really is the man behind the curtain, who the guy is behind the attacks. As they reach this shocking discovery, a giant monster emerges, and then finally, Boruto episode 14 is called The Path That Boruto Sees. Boruto's solution. Boruto enters an alternate reality using the power of his eye, and that's pretty much all we know. So he's going to use the Tenseigan-based eye, the derivative of the Tenseigan, to go into some type of a Toby-related dimension, I guess. I wonder if it's the moon dimension that we saw in Naruto the Last. I think it's actually kind of cool that he has kind of like this sort of like ability to go into an alternate reality with his eye. Maybe he'll be able to talk to Toneri there and actually get more answers about his eye. Or maybe that place will be where he has his first encounter ever with Kawaki. What do you think?
Thank you for watching, guys. Catch you guys later. Bye.